Welcome to my next Better Call Saul Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. Now, I've already watched Better Call Saul all the way through one time, and for the most part, I binged it until I got to season 6. So I wanted to rewatch the show again, review the show again, let it resonate, and see where things go. But I did do review videos of season 6 of Better Call Saul on this channel, so if you want to check those videos out, if you've seen every single episode of Better Call Saul thus far, you can click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. That's the end screen. That'll be the link to my Better Call Saul Season 6 episode review videos. And I do, of course, have a Breaking Bad playlist right here with everything Breaking Bad related. All the episode reviews, seasons ranked, characters ranked, episodes ranked, so all that and more. But really like the show, really enjoying rewatching the show. With all that said, this will be Better Call Saul Season 3, Episode 6. The title of this episode is called Off Brand. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Nacho is collecting drug money as Hector Salamanca oversees the collection. Crazy 8 arrives to deliver his returns, but Nacho finds that he has come up just a little short. He initially allows Crazy 8 to leave, but at Hector's prodding, drags Crazy 8 to the kitchen and beats him. That night, while working at his father's upholstery shop, Nacho feels pangs of guilt injuring himself at a sewing machine. Kim makes her closing argument before the Bar Association, arguing that Jimmy has good contributions to society through his elder law practices. She further argues that Jimmy's actions were caused by Chuck's past persecution. Rebecca takes a taxi to Chuck's house, but Chuck, devastated by the outcome of his rant against Jimmy, does not answer the door. The state bar rules to suspend Jimmy's loss license for 1 year. While Jimmy and Kim celebrate the verdict at Wexler McGill, Rebecca drops by the office and tells them that she spent an hour trying to talk to Chuck. Rebecca pleads with Jimmy to make amends, reasoning that Chuck is mentally ill and vulnerable, but Jimmy tells her that he no longer regards him as his brother. Rebecca realizes that Jimmy never brought her to Albuquerque to help Chuck, as he claimed, and bitterly tells him that Chuck was right all along. Mike accompanies Stacy to a support group where she talks about how she and Kaylee are coping with Matt's death. Stacy tells Mike that she has volunteered him to help build a playground, recounting a story Matt told her about helping Mike pour concrete for his garage. Chuck reluctantly lets Howard into his house over some 35-year-old scotch. Howard tries to dissuade Chuck from further fighting with Jimmy, telling him that the effort will be better spent on the future, and Chuck seemingly agrees. After he sees Howard off, Chuck removes the battery from his tape recorder and forces himself to hold it. Jimmy and Francesca call all of his clients to inform him of his 1-year sabbatical. For his last call, Jimmy contacts a client who recognizes him from the Fifi commercial, remembering that he can't air new commercials while under suspension. Jimmy rushes to contact the local TV station to pull it off the air. Because he pulled it out of the station's contract early, Jimmy is out $4,000. Now that Jimmy is suspended, Kim considers closing the office and letting Francesca go. Jimmy refuses to do that, but knows he needs to find a new source of income to pay for Wexler McGill's expenses while he is unable to practice law. Jimmy approaches the owners of a carpet store, pitching to shoot a commercial for their business on a cheap budget and broadcast for free. The owners briefly consider the offer, but balk when Jimmy explains that he has to shoot the commercial immediately. When Jimmy informs Joey's film crew of the news, he is struck with inspiration after the makeup artist suggests he shoot a commercial for himself. Jimmy and the film crew drive to an area to shoot an impromptu ad in front of antennas and satellite dishes, unwilling to go from Jimmy the lawyer to Jimmy the commercial salesman. He opens the artist's makeup satchel, exclaiming he's going to Karloff this thing. At Los Porros Hermanos chicken farm, a truck drives to drop off restaurant supplies, after which Victor and Tyrus retrieve several bricks of cocaine from a false bottom in the truck. Nacho and Arturo are there to collect some of the bricks, but Nacho moves to collect 6 instead of 5, causing Victor to pull a gun on him. When Nacho explains that Hector is expecting him to collect 6, Tyrus calls Gus by his cell phone, who gives his approval. Gus is looking at an industrial laundry that is for sale. After browsing the place, he steps into a car that is driven by Lydia from the final season of Breaking Bad, or is it final 2 seasons? Final season of Breaking Bad, and tells her that it could work. Donning a space blanket, Chuck walks into downtown Albuquerque and struggles to make his way through the brightly lit business district. He finds a payphone and tries to contact Dr. Cruz, but is told to leave a message. Nacho tells Hector about his encounter with Gus's men, while Arturo takes a phone call outside. Hector tells Nacho that he wants to use his father's upholstery shop as a new front business. Nacho resists, telling Hector that his father has no involvement in the drug trade. Arturo tells Hector that Tuco Salamanca attacked another inmate and a guard in prison and has wound up in solitary confinement. Hector's anger triggers his heart condition, but he recovers after taking his medication and a cup of water. Nacho sees a pill that fell on the floor and conceals it with his shoe. Jimmy explains his new business plan to air a commercial for commercials, offering the services of himself and his film crew to shoot ads for small businesses and putting them on the remaining airtime in his contract from the TV station. Jimmy shows Kim a videotape of his tacky commercial in which he wears a disguise and uses the name Saul Goodman. Kim, taken aback, notes that Saul has a lot of energy, but Jimmy says that it's just a name, and that's what ends this episode of Better Call Saul. So, for this one, I'm going to give the character of the episode, well, first, the score is 7.8 out of 10. I found myself a little bored of this episode. Of course, the last episode was amazing. And then the character of the episode for this one, I'm going to give it to Nacho, just because I felt like he had the most time on this episode. I mean, obviously, Jimmy's the character of every episode, but for this one, I'm going to give it to Nacho. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, or El Camino Breaking Bad movie and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms, especially MySpace. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. What would you rate the episode, and whom, if you had to choose, would be the character of the episode? Remember to click right here for my Better Call Saul Season 6 episode reviews, and click right here for my Breaking Bad content. And then last, but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and you never know what you're going to see on JDevTV.